Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, if you watched my first video about the do's and don'ts of buying a car, by now you should already be pre-approved and you're ready to move forward with your search. So, I'm going to break this down to as simple as I can, make the video as short as I can because I'm sure you don't have a lot of time. So the first thing you do if you're looking for a brand new car is I go to cars.com. It's a great search engine. And I usually search, sometimes I search nationwide to see, but if you want to say local, that's fine. Just kind of see what the prices are going for that particular car. Cars.com is a great tool. I think new dealers list their new cars in that search engine. And I'm gonna talk about the other engines later for me to the used section, but right now for this one purpose, you can look for cars.com for new and used. And I search for a new car and narrow down to the trim I like. And I usually hit lowest price. And it'll tell you the MSRP. Maybe, for example, on the Honda Civic, might say for them 29,000 and it'll say listed for 27. Well, that tells me that there's some incentives applied and I should be able to get that car for at least $27,000, which is a below sticker. Good deal. All right, so the next step I do is I go to Edmunds.com, and Edmunds is a great tool because it tells you what other people are paying for it. So I go build out a car I like, choose my options, and then I usually choose from about 3 different dealers, local dealers. And what that does is you're not making contact with a salesman on the floor. You are contacting an internet sales manager. Now, the internet sales manager is someone who sells cars basically from his computer. You're not gonna really see him on the floor. He just sits there and he basically gets inquiries from online shoppers like me and will be you because you did your homework. And he knows that. So he's not gonna play games. He's more likely going to submit his bottom line price, like his best price, no games. So you're gonna get offers from maybe 3 or 4 different dealers. Now you're also gonna get phone calls as well because there is a field you gotta fill out. You gotta put your phone number in there. A lot of times they want to get the best deal, they're gonna call you. I like to just ignore those calls. I like to just wait till they email me and read the emails over. Look at to see what the prices are, what they're offering. And then if I see a good price, I go ahead and I'll make contact with that dealer. And I'll say, hey, look, I like that price you sent me. Do you have that car in color and stock? They'll say, actually I do. When can you come down? I can be down there tomorrow. Okay, great. I'll be there tomorrow, 10 o'clock. They'll have that car ready to go, and then it's pretty much as simple as that. That is for the new car, because you are competing with other dealers. They usually have that car in stock, unless it's like a special rare car, say for example, Honda Civic Type R, that they might have one of, and that within a radius of like 200 miles that you're kind of limited, or it's a high demand car. But most likely if this is like a Civic or Camry or something, you're going to see a lot more competitive, and it works for you in your favor because you can get the best price, because if you don't buy that car from them, they know you can go somewhere else down the street and buy that same car. Used cars get tricky, unless it's like I said again, common cars, Chevy Malibu, Silverado, Toyota Corolla, Honda Civic, those things are common. But when you get to something special, like say like you want, all right, I want this particular car, but I want leather, I want navigation, I want the driver assistance package, I want technology package. Well, there may be a limited amount of cars.
Auto Trader is good because you can really filter your car by the trim it is and the color, and it seems to be fairly accurate. And Car Gurus is good because I noticed there's cars that I don't see on cars.com or Auto Trader, but I'll find listed on Car Gurus. And the benefit about Car Gurus, it automatically takes your value, your market value, similar to what you'll find with cars.com and some others, but I think Car Gurus seems to be more accurate of showing the market value right there. It tells you how many owners the car's had. It tells you if the car's been in an accident. It's almost like it gives you the history of the car right there on the main page. that's really helpful. Saves a lot of time. You know right away if it's a car's one owner or if this car's been, it's had, an accident. You can just skip right over it, or you can just filter right there the cars that don't have accidents. Or I think the only limitation with that is, I think Texas has a certain law and they don't allow some of the car reviewers to display their information like that. When you search for a car, if you're looking for, let's say, Honda Civic, narrow down the radius, and then you can look for options. Now, don't be too strict on your filters, because a lot of dealers will list cars, list options, and A, either the car has those options and is accurate, or B, the car doesn't. And if I'm too strict, I can limit myself and won't find a lot of cars. So if I'm saying, I want red car with, manual transmission. All right, so I click those. Well, a dealer might just click, okay, this car has manual, this car has this, and this. Just click all the options. So when I search, I look at the picture, I'm like, oh great, there's 30 of them available. I'll click on them and look inside the pictures and look, and I say, wait a minute, this car's automatic, or this car isn't red. Don't be too strict or set. So if I'm looking for an SUV and I want the third row option, don't click that third row option, because there are a lot of cars out there that has the third row, but it may not be listed in the description or the number of options. So you could actually omit those cars and miss out on potential finding that one that could be very local to you. So let's say you found your car. The next step is making contact with the dealer. If the car is used, more than likely, and you found it, that means someone else probably found that same car. If it's good price, then that price is going to be, that car may disappear. So you have to decide and ask yourself, what am I willing to do? Because you can make an offer, you can try to negotiate down, but if a used car, you're limited, because the dealer knows, all right, if this guy doesn't buy the car, I know someone will. I've had like 5 calls in this car. He already knows, kind of like what he has in it. And that's not to be said, like, if you clearly see if it's overpriced, I just say don't go in there, see a $20,000 car and it's fairly priced and offer $10,000 for the car, because number one, that's insulting, and number two, that just shows that you don't know what you're doing, and a dealer kind of like has a heads up, oh, this guy doesn't know, he's just spitting out numbers. So do your research, and I might do another video on negotiating, or there's a game that you have to be watch out for. And I've seen this game so many times. You call about the car, you say, hey, I'm interested in this, Honda Civic Sport you have on your lot. It's the only one, that they might have. Dealer says, you know what, hold on a second. Let me, we may have just sold that car. Hold on, let me call you back. So you're like, all right, man, if I just call, in your head, you're thinking, I should have called sooner. Because now that car is going to be gone. And you're contemplating, it's like, man, I really, and he said, let me call you back. I'm not sure. I gotta find that car. He said, do you have a stock number by any chance? So you give him a stock number, and he said, yeah, let me look at that car for you. I'll call you a call back. And meanwhile, that car could be sitting right there in front of him. He sees that car. He probably just walked away from that car. But you have to see. You have to be. Don't get too excited. It was basically the goal I'm trying to say. Don't get too excited with thinking, all right, I'm ready to buy now, because you have to keep your guard up all times. So, and what this tactic is trying to create a sense of urgency, because now you're thinking, man, I might have missed out on this car. If this car's there, I'm gonna buy it right now. I don't care, because that was so close. That's a close call. And some people it works. So I've been guilty of falling for that and rushing into a car because it's been sold, or I thought it was sold before, and they called me and they found the car, and I was like, oh great, I want to buy it. Let's go, let's do it now. And I just ignored some things. So long story short, just be mindful of that. So meanwhile, back to the story. They call you back. They say, we good news. We have the car here. All right, we got the car here. When were you going to come in and look at it? When we'll set the appointment up. So you're like, all right, well, I can come in and you're like, all right, 5 o'clock. Oh, 5 o'clock, great. All right, we had the car ready for you, prepped. And that's already setting the tone that you're gonna buy the car. And you don't necessarily want to do that. You just want to look at it. More happy to go, just go. But make sure you let the dealer know right away, hey, I'm looking at a few different cars. I'm just looking right now, but this is where I'm looking at. Now you let him know that, okay, number one, don't pressure me. And number two is, okay, there's potential other cars out there. I'm not here to buy that one right now. But however, it could be potential. And now you've set the tone to tell the dealer to help you without the price. You know, usually, you know, you might think about it and the dealer may try to make a deal for you, and it's not how it works. You know, for a used car, test drive it. I like to test drive it. I like to, you know, drive it like I would drive it. Don't drive like grandma around the block and, you know, keep the speed limit low. No, if you're a person who likes, you know, you need to make sure, like, test the brakes out. You know, I like to make sure the rotors aren't warped or, you know, for example, have the juddering feeling. Make sure, you know, look at the tires. Look at the tire, make sure they all match. Look at the depth of the tires. Second thing is, I get on the highway. You know, if it's a car I've never driven before, I want to make sure it has enough power for me, for my day-to-day needs. I don't want to get something underpowered and then feel like, man, I bought this thing and it doesn't perform. So find an on-ramp and ask them, you know, like, hey, I want to take this car on the highway. Take it on the highway, take it for a spin. And when you get on the highway, look for a gap and accelerate. See how it performs, see how quickly it gets to the speed. Take on the curve, see how the steering feels, because that makes a difference. You know, look at the cup holders, test the cup holders out. Look at the radio, listen to the sound system, because you want to, those things that you have to live with. You know, this is a big purchase. This is something that you're signing, you know, if you're financing the car, you know, that's at least 5-6 year commitment. Or if you're paying cash, that could be at least, you know, $20,000 right there. So to run the car over. Don't feel, if you feel rushed, tell them, say, hey, look, no, I need to test drive. I need to test these things out, because you are making a big purchase. It's a lot of things you can't decide on a quick 2-minute test drive. You know, you can drive the car as often as you can. Obviously, don't abuse the car. Don't do any like crazy burnouts or anything like that. But, you know, I said definitely test acceleration if you need to. Test the brakes. So you come back and now you're ready to sit down with the dealer. Simple as that. I'm gonna cover the paperwork signing and negotiations in part 3 of the series. But I want to include this one now because, like I said, I can go too much in depth. I'm gonna start doing these additional videos. But guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next video.